Oh, just a second.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FPL Banger podcast. I'm your host today, Sam. Siva is a bit, I don't know, incapacitated. Siva lost his voice after watching Arsenal's very excellent performance in the Champions League. So he can't really speak right now. So you'll be hearing my voice mostly today. But Siva, you want to just say hi to our listeners, especially for those who are not watching and just listening to the audio, so they know that I'm not just speaking to myself.
I mean, I could go on like this for 45 minutes, but uh, probably best to let you take it, Sam.
Yep. So it'll just be me today. Siva, however, will be rating my picks. We're gonna talk about free hit 34. But even if you're not on free hit, it's still very relevant because you deciding which assets to bring in. Siva will be rating my free hit. He has cards out that says yes or no. Those of you who are listening and not watching, I'm sorry you won't be able to see his reaction, but I'll tell you what he says. So let's go into it. Free hit 34. Um, let's just go through the teams who are free hitting this week. I mean, who have double fixtures this week. All right, we got Arsenal, Bournemouth. Oh, almost dropped my mic. Arsenal, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Everton, Liverpool, Sheffield United, and Wolves. So these are the teams who have a double game week. Do I go straight into my draft, Siva? What do you want me to do? Or should we just talk about the general picks from each? Yes. Okay, yes. Let's go. Start the keeper. All right. So of course I debated. I have Raya actually like in a non-free hit. I thought, why are you gonna activate your free hit but still keep the same keeper? It doesn't make any sense. Plus, Raya doesn't get any bonus, any saves. Not a very good free hit pick. I mean, yeah, keeper pick, I would say. I went for Dean Henderson, ex-MU player on loan. I weighed the options of all the goalkeepers, assuming none of them get clean sheets, because I think it's kind of hard to predict who will be getting a clean sheet this week, right? Um, it's good fixtures, but I don't know. So I looked at it. I think of all of them, Henderson has the higher chance of getting bonus points if a clean sheet is, if they do get a clean sheet. And also, he seems to be getting a lot of saves. Well, 4-5-4-5 in the last 4 matches that he started since the other keeper was injured, Sam Johnston, right? So, yeah, you got to take what you can get. So I went for Henderson. All right. Siva likes the pick. He's nodding a lot. Thumbs up. Defense. All right. So obviously you go with 3 defenders if you're on a free hit. I try to go for defenders with the most upside. I think if you're on a free hit, you have to try to not play it safe unless you're at the top of your league and you're just trying to maintain your lead and you want to be boring. If you're a boring person, then yeah, go with the normal players. But for if you're chasing or if you just want some fun, high upside, first pick, Ben White has to be there. Best Arsenal choice, I would say. Big thumbs up from Siva. I'm going with just one Arsenal defense, by the way. I don't like the idea of having 2 defenders. So I have Ben White. Next, I have Robbo. I think he's a sleeper defense pick from Liverpool. Virgil is the safe option, like he's guaranteed to play both games. With Robertson, there is a chance that Tsimikas will come in. But I think he seems to be back to full fitness. And he's, I would say, the most explosive pick in the Liverpool defense. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about Trent because Bradley is out. I don't think Trent starts both games. He's just coming back from injury. It was a long layoff. It was a recurring injury as well. I think they're going to play it safe. And you must remember Joe Gomez can play at right back. I won't be surprised if Jogo starts one of the games at right back. So I'm not feeling it for Trent, especially if we are recording this before the Europa League games. So everything we're saying now is subject to change. But if Trent starts, the Europa League game. I'm even less convinced he's going to start another 2 games, in a row. It's too many fixtures in such a short time. I'm very, very off his minutes. So I'm going for Robo instead. What do you think, Siva? Thumbs up? Okay. If you want safe though, then Virgil is your man, I would say. Last pick, right now it's on Ait Nuri, who I think of all the defenders seems to offer the highest upside, however, subject to injury news, of course. But if Munoz, okay, I'm not. Yeah, if Ait Nuri is out, then Daniel Munoz would be my guy. However, Mitchell seems to be getting more forward in the past, at least the past game. Based on the heat map, Mitchell was much more forward. So I think Mitchell could be the guy to get as well. You could consider either Munoz or Mitchell from Crystal Palace. However, I do have Dean Anderson already. Not sure if I want to double up on the Palace defense. Well, I guess speaking broadly as well, there are 2 ways you can play the free hit, right? You could try to hedge your bets, try and get a player, from multiple teams. So 1 Crystal Palace defender, 1 Wolves. Or, sorry, not hedge, spread your risk. Or you could try to bank it all on the same team. If you think Crystal Palace are going to do well, just get as many Crystal Palace players as you can. Avoid your players playing each other, and then you could. But that's kind of like a all or nothing strategy, I would say. Yeah, but the way I'm looking at it is I'm not banking on clean sheets, so they don't have to win the games. All they need to do is just get attacking returns. So I'm just trying to get the defenders with the highest attacking potential that I can. Okay. On my bench, I have Michaelenko, just one Everton defender there. I don't really rate their chances for a clean sheet, especially after their trashing from Chelsea. And among the Everton defenders, I think Michael has the best attacking potential. Although, if you're on a free hit, your players all have 2 fixtures, there's a very, very low chance that your bench players are going to come on. Other players to consider, of course, there's the other Arsenal defenders. If you want to go that route, Gabriel would probably be the best pick after Ben White, in my opinion. Who else do we got? What are the other teams who are playing? Palace, Everton, no, Liverpool, Sheffield. Not gonna get a Sheffield defender, and Wolves. That's only Ait Nuri. So I think we're good. We're good for defenders, right, Siva? Let's move on to midfielders. Okay, here's my 5. Saka has to be there. Boring, but how can you go without Saka, right? Saka and Salah. Unfortunately, you need really, really big balls if you want them in your team. And speaking of balls, Siva. Oh, today we didn't prepare it, but the code is still there. We are still sponsored by Manscaped. So if you want the discount code 20% off with our discount code FPL Banger, go to manscaped.com, code FPL Banger, 20% off, free shipping. Back to the show. So, Saka, Salah, 2 mainstays in your team. I'm going for Havertz, who I know, like 3 weeks back, I was really excited about this pick, but I think now everyone go on Havertz. What do you think about Gabriel Jesus coming back, though, Siva? Do you think? I know you can't really answer, so I'll ask the question, and then you just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you think Gabriel Jesus will affect Havertz's minutes, especially because Arsenal has been playing a lot of games? Oh, big thumbs up. So yes, that's a yes right there. However, can Gabriel Jesus play together with Havertz by either pushing Havertz deeper or maybe playing one of them on the wings? Because that left wing spot, Martinelli is not really locked it down, Trossard not really locking it down. Can Jesus play there as well? Because I think Arteta that's a yes. Siva says yes. I think Arteta does seem to like Havertz a lot and seems to try to fit him in the team no matter what. However, we will say that if Havertz plays deeper, that does affect his point potential. Like, he doesn't score that much when he's deeper. Siva's writing something. He says, Jesus is not very good. Yeah. I can see why you think that. What about Arsenal as a whole, Siva? Do you think after what happens in the Champions League, will they be galvanized? He wants to clarify that he's talking about the player and not the religious figure. Thank you for that clarification, Siva. Do you think as a whole, after what happened in the Champions League, will Arsenal be galvanized? Will they charge into the league because they have nothing else? Or, kind of morale is down at the end of the season. It's a repeat of last season. We're going to end up second again, blah, blah, blah. Morale goes down. What do you think, Siva, as an Arsenal fan? Siva says 50-50. Thank you for that very insightful answer, Siva. But yeah, I don't know. I think it is a valid worry. 50-50, like you said. So for all of you on your free hit, you just got to take the risk. If you think Arsenal are going to galvanize themselves, let's push it. Let's play better, morale stay up. Go for Arsenal, double Arsenal attack. But I think if you are not convinced with their mental strength and you think they're going to start faltering, then this is an opportunity to not load up on so many Arsenal assets and try and get some more interesting assets, which we'll talk about right now. Liverpool assets, Salah has to be there. I think no matter what, you can't run away. Now, the big debate, I would say, is who would be your second Liverpool attacker? Could be Luis Diaz. It could be Jota. And, it could be a forward, Darwin. So these are your three options, I would say. No one wants Cody Gakpo, so... I've gone for Jota. Now, Darwin, I just not convinced by him. He gets so many chances. I was looking at FBref, he is, after Salah, he has the highest non-pen XG, or highest goal involvement, XG plus XA, per 90. And only marginally behind Salah. Salah's 0.97 and Nunes is at 0.95. But extremely wasteful because he's not, it's not scoring as much as he should. He has an XG of 15 and only 11 goals. So that's not good at all. Jota, however, XG of 4.9, 9 goals. Excellent. His goal per minute ratio when he's played is great. And I think in a double game week like this, in which you do expect rotation, you want someone who can still score even if he doesn't start, even if he's only coming on for 20 minutes. And I think Jota has shown that doesn't matter how many minutes he plays, very high chance of a return. So Jota is my third Liverpool asset. Siva's writing some stuff. He says, you said that about Darwin, Agent of Chaos. True, but I think now that Jota is fit, I prefer Jota over Darwin. If Jota was not fit, then Darwin would be my pick. Yeah. Just Jota is just more clinical, although, it wasn't that clinical last weekend. But yeah, Jota is my pick. In fact, spoiler alert to the end, I may captain Jota. I think he will be a really spicy differential. Anyway, that's at the end. Let's move on. Crystal Palace. A lot of people talking Izzy versus Olise. Both very, very tempting picks. And I think you can even throw Mateta into the mix as well, because by nature, we can't fit in that many Crystal Palace attackers. I looked at it. I rank... if fitness was not an issue, Olise would be my number one pick. He has the highest expected goal involvement in the team. However, minutes are an issue for Olise. Injury prone, just coming back. I don't know if they'll rush him. If they do rush him, high chance he gets injured again. That's what happened the last time. So I think safer pick is and it's not a safer pick. I mean, it's not a more boring pick as well because he's still a differential, still high chance for goal involvements. So Izzy is my pick over Olise. Mateta is on my bench. I love Mateta. I've had him for the past few weeks. Okay, love is maybe a strong word. I've enjoyed having Mateta in my team for the past few weeks. But he was really wasteful against Liverpool last weekend. Could have easily gotten 2 goals. I don't know how to look at that. Do you look at it and see, wow, he's getting a lot of chances? That's great. Or do you look at it, I mean, if you're the coach, you look at it and think, if he was more clinical, because the chances are being created by Eze, by Olise, if we had a striker who's more clinical, we could score more. And Osune Edward is back fit, although he hasn't really played much. But I think Mateta is still first choice. Robo goal line clearance, that's right. It's painful for me as a Mateta owner, but he was on my bench anyway, so it's fine. I think if you want to play Mateta, he's a great option to have as well. So I would not mind having 2 Crystal Palace attackers, one of Eze or Olise, and then Mateta. Siva's writing more stuff. I can't see what that is, Siva. Okay, moving on. We got Wolves players who I don't have any Wolves midfielders in my team. You could be tempted by Huang or Sarabia.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Mateta's XG against Liverpool is like,
Yeah,
1.2
it's
or something.
through the roof. It's insane. I like Mateta. I do really like Mateta as a pick. I have him in my team, but he's on my bench because I can't decide which forward to play. So that's what I was saying. If you decide to not go with so many Arsenal assets, then maybe you could play 4-3-3 and have Mateta in as well. I'll talk about forwards later. Let's talk about Wolves midfielders. You got Sarabia, you got Huang. I have Matheus Cunha as my forward, and I'm not too keen on doubling up on Wolves. However, if you do want to go that way, I would go Sarabia because Pence. I think Pence and involved in the attack as well. Huang coming back from injury. It's really unfortunate that you have these players coming back from injury because then you're not so certain on their minutes. Do they just play 60 in both games and things like that? There's a lot of uncertainty there. But I think Cunha would be the attacker to get from Wolves. Yeah, I've had Cunha before his injury. Great player. I loved having him, and I'm really looking forward to having him this game week. What else? Do you want me to talk about Sheffield assets? Ben Burton, Diaz. Yeah, big nod by Siva. He wants me to talk about it. I don't have any of them in my team because Sheffield is a bad team. And I don't want players from bad teams in my team, in my squad. However, if you have balls, speaking of balls, Siva, if you are so inclined to go to the differential route, I think Ben Burton Diaz is probably one of the best differentials you can have this week. He plays players over team. True to a certain extent, I would say. But however, there are just so many assets to have this week, I would say. That you gotta leave some guys out. Sheffield plays Burnley at home, and then they play United away. 2 very easy fixtures. Burnley, of course, concede a lot of shots. United, of course, concede a lot of shots. I could see him scoring in both those games as well. So I would say I'm not opposed to having Ben Brereton Diaz. I just don't have it in my team personally, but I'm not opposed to it. Siva is shaking his head, a look of disapproval in his face. Does not like the fact that I do not have the balls to go for Ben Brereton Diaz. Just gonna insert the word balls many, many times to insert some subliminal messaging to our listeners. Other than that, Siva, that's it. I think no one's going for Everton attackers. So let's move on. Forwards. I already spoke about Cunha. Best forward to have this week, I think. Pablo Sarabia. Yeah, I did mention Sarabia. On Pence, I do like. But there's just only so many players you can fit in your team. Will you have Sarabia over Saka, Havertz, Jota, Salah? And then, I have Eze. We have Sarabia or Eze. That's probably the only debate. Even then, yeah. So Siva is giving me a look of, yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. That's what his eyes are telling me. Yeah. Forwards, Cunha, I think best forward to have this week. Will score against everyone and 2 home games against Arsenal, against Bournemouth. Cunha's great asset to have. Darwin, if you want. I mentioned earlier I didn't go for Darwin. Solanke, a lot of people I think have I don't know. Not many people have been talking about Solanke. But away against Villa, away against Wolves, maybe those are the Cunha is gonna win a Puskas. Possible. Highly possible. Although, he has a lot of other goals to compete with. Solanke, 2 away games. Villa away, Wolves away. I understand why people are worried, but I think he has the potential to score against both because both of them have been conceding a lot. And Solanke is so reliable. I think gotta have him in your team. And that's why Mateta's on my bench. I don't like it, Siva. I don't like it. I want to play Mateta. Where is that all-out attack chip when you need it? For those of you listeners who don't know what an all-out attack chip, some time ago, I don't know, back in the Stone Age, FPL used to have a chip that lets you have just 2 defenders and play 5 midfielders and 3 attackers. All-out attack. It was a really useless chip. Never works out. That's why they took it away. But yeah, sometimes, you always want what you can't have. Mateta better than Jota. Ooh, spicy take, Siva. Yeah, no. Siva saying it's not that spicy. Seems quite reasonable, logical. I don't know. I really, really like Jota this week. Like I said, might captain him. I think Jota's a great week. I think the conversation would be maybe, do you really need 2 Arsenal attackers? And then play Mateta instead. Now that would be a proper conversation, I would say. I have doubts on the mental strength of Arsenal squad compared to Liverpool. Siva shaking his head as well. No, club final season, Unless Arteta says I'm going to quit after this season if I don't win the league, then maybe everyone starts like that. But even then, it's out of their hands. City is out of Champions League. They got nothing to play for. Play full strength. I don't see them dropping any points. And I think Arsenal knows that as well. I think they know that they've messed up their chance to win the league. I don't know how or what. And they got nothing to play for. Literally. Might be on the beach from now. But let's see, Siva. Let's see. Siva's writing more stuff. Same for Pool. Pool, who knows? Repeat of Istanbul today. They win 4-3, win 4-0. No, but you see, I think Liverpool are used to chasing City, right to the end. They've done it a few seasons already. Arsenal, yeah. Siva's defending his team. Let's see what he says. Dr. Sam. Oh, yeah. Are you saying I have a PhD in psychology, player psychology? Is that what you're referring to? Anyway, that's it for the double gaming assets. Not really that much to talk about. I do want to highlight, Siva, that I think Bruno Fernandes is a sneaky pick. If you think, Siva says captain. Wait, hang on, I'll get there. Bruno Fernandes, I think, sneaky pick. I did mention him last week, and he did come out with 2 goals. Bruno has been on fire. He has only blanked once in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. And in that period, he has got 5 goals, 2 assists in the past 7 weeks. Now, I'm not saying United are going to win, but I think they'll score. Sheffield at home. I think, especially if you're not free hitting, Bruno will be a good pick, I would say. Great fixture this week, Sheffield at home. Great fixture next week, Burnley at home. Although it feels wrong to buy someone who is not having a double game week in a big double game week like this. Siva says 2 games better than 1 game. Maybe. maybe. However, fixtures play a good role as well. Now, I just think, if you have the cojones to do it, I think Bruno, and mark my words, Siva, I'm telling you, Bruno has a good chance of having a great return this week. Can I just take a few seconds? Since you can't talk and can't reply, Siva, I'm just going to rub it in that I captained Cole Palmer last week. Always knew he'd do well, I always knew he's going to get a record 27 pointer. Like, it's so obvious, Siva. I mean, how could you all not have foreseen that? Okay. Thank you, Siva. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Moving on to the final part, captaincy. It's got to be boring pick, Salah or Saka. That would be the boring pick. We all know that. We don't need to dwell on it. Let's talk about the spicy captaincy picks. I think Diogo Jota, great captaincy pick to have. I think Captain Kai, Siva, are you going to Captain Kai this week? Well, he's nodding. He's not going to Captain Kai. He gave me a look of, yeah, maybe not. Don't doubt captains that you are not even brave enough to captain, Siva. Come on. Jota for me. It is actually on Jota right now. That is my bus captaincy pick. That's how much faith I have in Diogo Jota. I think Cunha could be a great captaincy pick as well if you want to go the spicy route. But that's about it, I think. I don't know. Eze? Would you captain Eze? No? West Ham has been conceding a lot. Newcastle, not actually, showing some defensive solidity. I almost said solidarity. Defensive solidity. So I could see goals happening in both. Not a forward. Okay, then Mateta then. We captain Mateta. He likes that. He thinks that's spicy. But that's about it. Most people are going to captain Salah or Saka though. I don't know. Depends how boring you are. I know you're going to captain one of them, Siva. No? Ooh. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm having some connection issues. More connection issues. Siva, I didn't catch what you said. So I don't know how much was recorded. But he says, Kai, you are going to captain Kai. All right, nice, Siva. You captain Kai, I captain Jota. Let's see how this goes. So is that it, Siva, this week? Short and easy. If you have questions, hit us up on Twitter. Go watch our interview with John Arn Rise, which we released last week. Siva says yes. Go watch it. Watch it. Hopefully we get more opportunities like that. It was really, really good. We haven't really unpacked it. So let's unpack it in front of our followers. I think it was a great honor for me and Siva. Never expected that something like this would happen when we started this podcast 3 years ago. Yeah. And I think, we could stop happy now. Like, this is the last episode, everyone. That's it. We completed FPL podcast. No, I'm just joking. Hopefully, we get more opportunities. I would love to interview more FPL, Premier League legends and FPL legends. So do go back, watch that. It's on YouTube. It's on our Spotify. It's on wherever you get your podcasts. And get your green arrows, guys.